reason to use mushrooms, I am happy. So normally it's a beef stroganoff, okay? So what I've done is I have grabbed what I think texture-wise is as close to meat as possible. So we're gonna make a nice little mushroom pasta dish. So I have some pulse pasta here as well, which I love because it's a little bit more protein in our pasta as well. No, wrong kind of pulse there. We've got some peas, we've got some lentils, we've got things like that. So just on the packet instructions, okay? So I've got about 6 to 8 minutes with these ones here. Just on with the lid there. So I'll give you that one. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna saute a little bit of onion and garlic, nature's natural superfood. I absolutely love them. So if you just get chopping on that one, I have some gorgeous mushrooms here as well.
Can we pass the whole lot over?
Yes, please. So what I'm gonna do now is have some really good extra virgin olive oil. Just to have as a little base here. Be quite generous with this mushroom stroganoff. There we go, just on that one.
Well, you have to be generous with it because there's no meat in it. So you need to use a lot of mushrooms, don't you?
Don't you worry, this is going to fill you up. Just look at these. So we have some shiitake, some Swiss browns, some chestnut. This is brilliant. And this is when you can go to your local farmer's market. Just ask what's happening with the mushrooms and have a little experiment. It's a great way to try some new mushrooms there and some new different produce as well.
Or you can go hunting your own mushrooms. If you find a pine forest at the right time of year, you can hunt down your own mushrooms, grab them. Just make sure that you only use the mushrooms that you know. There we go.
Exactly. I was just going to put a little disclaimer on that one. So what I'll do is I'll plop that in the pan. If you could just have a little go with these mushrooms. Now you can just slice them whichever way you want. If you want to keep a little bit of their shape as well, just to wow the crowd, you can very much do that too. So we'll just get this one cooking here.
You want me to wow the crowd with my...
Wow the crowd with your mushroom slicing, please, is what I would like.
For you.
So what we want to do is we just want to sweat them down. Now, mushrooms can sweat down pretty much the same amount as a kind of onion. It needs about the same amount of time, if not a little bit more. So what we'll do is we'll start adding these ones just on here. I really do love mushroom. I mean, what I've tried to do is encourage people to have at least one day vegetarian. So meat-free Monday is a great way to do this. Come on, just stick with me. Meat-free Monday is a great way to get a few more plants in your diet. Now, the great thing about having more plants in your diet is you're probably going to have a bit more fibre and a bit more antioxidants. So it's what tends to happen when you go on a bit more vegetarian diet. Now, those things can really help with heart disease. Now, heart disease is still the biggest killer in Australia. So I am encouraging people to go a little bit more vegetarian. I'm never going to tell you to go if it's not for you, but a little bit more isn't going to harm anyone.
I agree. Meat-free Mondays is a good idea. You can have chicken. A nice roast chicken on Mondays is beautiful. There's no meat in that at all.
Oh, just plop your mushrooms in there.
There we go.
That's wonderful. So we're just going to let them sweat down. Now, I have a little bit of plant-based milk, so nut milk here as well. Now, you can use normal milk and you can use cream as well. But, of course, we are trying to have a bit more plant-based in our diet, aren't we?
I agree. I do love mushrooms, and this is my kind of dish. I mean, I would put it next to a nice big juicy steak, but braised mushrooms like this is a beautiful dish on its own, and I think it's a really nice way that you're using lots of different types of mushrooms.
Just going to take a few more minutes just to let these sweat down, and we'll add everything else. So just add a little bit of corn flour to that nut milk there as well, and then a little bit of whole grain mustard. Nice. And I've got a bit of apple cider vinegar that I'm just going to stick in there.
Just to sharpen it up a bit?
Just to sharpen it up, and also to sharpen it up and richen it up there. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce there as well. Now, of course, you don't have to use that if you don't want, but I do like the little kick it gives. And then I have a bit of nutritional yeast. Now, I'm only going to use half of it. I'm going to plop that in there. Now, I absolutely love it. It's got some of your B vitamins in that are fantastic for us vegans and vegetarians. So, yeah, we're just going to let that just cook up just for a few more minutes, just like that. So I'll let you keep stirring that one if you like. And what I'm going to do is now add this gorgeously cooked pasta. Of course, we wanted a little bit al dente now, don't we? So this is gorgeous pulse pasta, so we can get some lovely protein out of our pasta there. So it doesn't matter if you've got a little bit of water added in there.
Can I throw the parsley in?
You can throw the parsley in now if you want to.
There we go. That looks lovely.
That's what we try to do, is just add a little bit more nutrition in when we can, is a great way of doing it. It looks gorgeous with that parsley there.
Nice bit of green to colour it up. You could put spinach in there if you wanted to, some kale, some silver beet. You could use
whatever greens you like. You really can empty your fridge out with this one. So what I will do is just
empty your fridge out.
Empty your fridge out.
Nice.
Whoop, we got a little bit of a chaser there.
It's already on the fork there. It's wanting me to eat it already. There we go.
Now, of course, I just want to grab that nutritional yeast.
Ah,
Just sprinkle a little bit of extra just on there. Thank you very much, sir. So I think it's time to just have a little try.
there we go. I'm just going to go straight in for a mushroom because that's the hero.
Yes, please eat that
Must be-
mushroom. But of course, I want you to taste that pasta as well.
The pasta's really nice. It's made from pulse, but you'd never know that. It's more like a wholemealy sort of texture and not a really strong flavour. So you would probably get it past the kids. They might not even know that it's
But it's lovely
fake
and
pasta.
filling, and because it's got a bit of extra protein in there, it's going to keep you fuller for longer as well. That texture with the mushroom as well does add, for me, a little bit of a kind of a meatier element, so it does make me feel very full.
Not so meaty for me because I'm going to show you a really good meat dish after this.